Hey, welcome to Unit 7. Unit 7 is going to be a little bit different. What I would like to do is give you a little bit of better feel of what it's like to be in an audience of where I'm doing a presentation. So what you're going to be seeing is a presentation on teaming. You will have the team sheet, and I want you actually to take this little assessment, and then just when you're watching the video, pull off the team sheet and just follow the instructions that the people there, just be a part of that seminar. So I hope you enjoy this week. It's really a great tool to use when you manage folks and get the best out of what they do, because so many of us see the world in different ways. But Unit 7, enjoy the video. I'll see you in Unit 8.
He's a great guy. Dr. Dale7.
Oh man, I love this town. This is a great place to be. Thanks so much for letting me come. Thanks for letting me do a presentation for you today. You know, as I travel around the country, one of the things that I notice most about audiences is that a lot of stuff goes on that we really don't understand. Have you ever had something happen to you and you really don't know why that, why did that happen? Well, it's usually relationships and people that we know and people that we work with. Just as a very informal poll, how many of you work with somebody that you just think the world of? Raise your hand. Oh, yeah, sure, great. Okay, now put them down. How many of you work with somebody, if they fell off the face of the planet tomorrow, wouldn't be any big deal? Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. I think a lot of this has to do with we really don't understand other folks. We don't pay attention anymore. We just kind of go along our life. So what this program today is going to be about is paying a little bit more attention to people around. This is why they do strange things. I'm a dad. And sometimes I don't understand some things my daughters do. They, the way they communicate, things like that. But I'm more and more getting used to that through paying more attention. How many people in here have eaten at McDonald's? Come on, okay, yeah, okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Why? If we took the McDonald's hamburger, 0 being yuck, and 10 being where would you put it? About a 2, maybe a 3 at best, right? All right. See, we go to McDonald's for a totally different reason, you and I. We go there because it's quick, it's inexpensive, and we can get back to work in a hurry, right? That's not why your kids go there. McDonald's is for kids. We forget this because we don't pay attention. Let me show you how I know McDonald's is for kids. Number one, this is a company, a corporation that is ran by a clown. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You got that problem where you work. But they did this on purpose. We also, if you notice a little bit about McDonald's, your children do not go there to get a regular meal, do they? They go there to get a Happy Meal. Not a nutritious meal, not a yummy meal, a Happy Meal. Why is it a Happy Meal? Because inside the McDonald's Happy Meal is a toy, a prize. Outside that McDonald's is a what? Playground. This is not for adults. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. But the funny thing about it is because we don't understand relationships, we don't understand why other people do things, we take our small children there, and we know that it's not going to be fun. Here's what happens. We walk into McDonald's, right? It's probably 1,000,000 times a day this is done. We walk in McDonald's with our small children, we got to hurry. We got to hurry because we got to go. Why? Because we got places to go, people to see. Just get you. What do you want? I want to play. No. We don't have time to play. But I want to play. Okay, 5 minutes. Big mistake. This was your first big mistake. Telling a child 5 minutes at McDonald's is a big mistake because you're going to be out there renegotiating that contract. You're going to be out there going, okay, 5 more minutes and we got to go. We really got to leave. Why? Because you're time, right? They're just, I want to play. So then we go into this, what I call the last minute negotiation. We go, look, one more time down the slide, and we're out of here. So that time goes, guess what happens? One more time. Okay, I'm not kidding now. This is the last one. And then, for some reason, I don't know why, you say stuff that is so stupid. You see, you were normal people before you had children. You had children, and somewhere in your chromosomes, there's a gene that pops out. It's called the stupid gene. And the stupid gene causes you to say stupid stuff. And you look at this small child in front of lots of other children, in front of lots of other adults, and you say this, well, I'm just going to leave you here. That's what they want you to do. Why do we do that? Because we don't understand people. You're getting ready to, in just a few minutes, to do a little assessment with me. I love doing this. I've done it all over the country. This is just about as fun as it gets for me. I love doing this because I love learning about folks. Now, you got handed a little brochure, looks something like this. First thing I want you to do, don't open it. First thing I want you to do is make sure you have a pen, a pencil, a mascara brush. If none of those, just cut your finger on your glass. Something you can make a mark with. Now, when you get that pen, I want you to make a mark, because let me tell you a little bit about this test. How many of you have taken something like a Myers-Briggs? Raise your hand. Okay, see, look around the room. See these people? They are creative. Because they did not tell anybody about them. They answered for somebody else. You didn't answer for you because you said, you know, I don't want these people to know really how I think. So I'm going to be creative with my answers. That's why I developed this little fun, simple little test. It's all about getting to who you really are and having fun doing it. Now, if you've got your pen already, let me tell you what's going to happen. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to open this brochure. And when I do, you're going to see 4 columns. You're going to see 4 columns of words. Now, I need to apologize right up front because I'm going to insult your intelligence. I'm going to read to you. Now you're saying, Dale, why on earth are you doing that? Let me tell you why. Because I'm going to give you 1.2 seconds to make a decision on characteristics that belong to you or that do not belong to you. And what I'm going to get is your gut response, a knee-jerk reaction. And when you answer this, at the very end, we're going to spend about 40 minutes talking about this and how you relate to the world as you see it. And we're going to have a whole lot of fun. So just relax. Nobody's going to look over your shoulder. This is all about fun. But let me warn you, once again, it goes quickly. So if you're sitting there and you hear a term that you think's you and you go, you're going to be about 10 behind. And you're never going to catch up. So remember, you hear something, applies to you, check it, go on. Okay? Everybody understand? Everybody's good with that? Please open the brochure if you will. Look at the 4 lists of words. Let's start with the letter T. Please look underneath. Check out the ones that apply to you. Do you like power? Do you take charge? Are you committed? How about secure, solid? Are you resourceful? Are you competitive? Do you enjoy obstacles? Are you a problem solver? How about goal-oriented? Are you a decision maker? Adventurous, strong-willed, autonomous, courageous, controlling, persistent, action-oriented, constructive, and determined? Look under the E's, please. Are you enthusiastic? Do you take risks? Are you a visionary? Motivational, energetic? Are you highly verbal? Folks, do you run your mouth a lot? Are you a promoter? Are you a friendly mixer? Do you enjoy being the center of the conversation? Are you fun-loving? Do you like variety, spontaneous? Do you enjoy change? Are you group-oriented, creative, optimistic, an initiator, humorous, inspirational, passionate? Look at me. Look at me. Are you passionate about work? Now, if you just make one heck of a good hickey, that don't count. All right, look under the A's, please. Are you loyal, calm? How about non-demanding? Do you avoid confrontation? Do you enjoy the routine? Do you dislike change? Are you warm and relational? Do you give in? Are you indecisive? Do you have one of those dry humors? Are you adaptable, sympathetic, thoughtful, nurturing, patient? How about tolerant? A good listener, peacemaker, sensitive feelings, and agreeable? under the M's, and we're about to wrap up. Are you accurate, consistent, controlled, reserved, predictable, orderly, practical, factual, conscientious, a perfectionist, discerning, detailed, analytical, inquisitive, precise, persistent, scheduled, sensitive? Do you enjoy instructions, and are you fair? You're done. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to count up the check marks. Total them at the end. We're looking for the letter that had the most check marks. Circle that letter. Circle the letter with the most check. Now, if you fall in this category, some of you, as you're adding up your scores, you're saying, Dale, I have 2 letters that are exactly the same and they're high scoring. Circle them both. Not uncommon. Matter of fact, it's pretty normal. Some of you may have 3 that are the same. Again, perfectly normal. If there's anybody in here who has all 4 letters circled, if you'd please meet me in the back of the room after the program. We have a certified clinical psychologist who just love to talk to you. All right, everybody got their scores? Now here's what I want to do. I want to see where you fall in these categories. So I'm going to ask you to raise your hand. I'm not going to ask you to do the adult hand raise, which is this. I want a kindergarten hand raise, which is this. Okay? All right. Where are my T's? T's, raise your hand. Hold them up high. Oh, very good. Put them down. Where are my E's? E's? Outstanding. Put them down. Where are my A's? A's? Excellent. Okay. Last one's M's. There's very few of them. Where are they? Yeah, they're sprinkled in here. Okay. Very good. Put them down. Now, let me tell you what you did not do. As you raised your hand, you did not look around the room to see where other people fit. There's probably people in this room that you know, that you're friends with, that you might work with on a regular basis. You know what you need to do? You need to look around the room. So we're going to do this one more time. This time, though, since we have... How many people know who Lawrence Welk is? Raise their hand. See, these are the old people. And the old people... There's a couple young people sitting here saying, is he the bass singer for that group, that new group? Now listen, those of you who are a little bit older, you see, our vision's not as good as it used to be. So what I want you to do the next time we do the T, the E, the A, the M, I want you to hold it up and wiggle your hand. See, the reason I want you to wiggle it is so some of the people in here who are, you know, not real good with eyes will be able to place that arm on your body. Okay, everybody understand that now? Okay. Where are my T's? Nice and high. Wiggle them, wiggle them. Look around the room, look around the room. See these people? They are either the boss or they think they're the boss. Now, it's important that you know these people's motto. So if you like to write stuff in the margin, please do. The motto of the T. Are you ready? Here's the motto. Here it is. Do not tell me what to do. Okay, it's got a second part. It's got a second part. Here it is. Do not tell me what to do. Tell me what you want done. Yes! It's good to hit somebody right on the head with where they are in life. Okay, now, let me tell you what these people hate. They despise instruction. Oh, you know, you come in and you go, listen, I'd like for you to do this. And you go, don't tell me how to do that. I know how to do it. Just tell me, you know, we're at point A. You'd like to be at point B. Just show me where point B is and get out of here. See, they hate instruction. Now, they love talking about their favorite topic. Want to hear their favorite topic? Time. They love to say this. I don't have time for that. This is a total waste of my... Can't you hurry up and get this done because I haven't got much? See, they love that word. And the reason they love that word is they like to get stuff done quick, 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 quick. Let me tell you, the chase means nothing to these people. It's all in the capture. They want to get done. You know why they want to get done? So they can brag about what they've done. They love to say, this is a typical T sitting in their office talking to other T's. Here's what they say. I got 5 projects done today. Another T will say, that's nothing, I got 7. Another T will say, you guys must be on break because I got 10 done. Competitors, big, big, huge competitors, the T. Oh, but they'll drive you nuts. They'll drive you nuts, these teas, because they tend to do characteristics that are pretty much the same. I used to be dean of a college, and I had a secretary who was a T. And I'm a very ritualistic person. After lunch, I come in, I have to go to the bathroom. It's just one of those things, you know, you have to do on a daily basis. And I'm in there, and I've been in there about a minute and a half. I hear this. Dr. Henry? Are you in there? Yes. What are you doing? I'm in the bathroom, Betty. I know you're in the bathroom, Dr. Henry, but what are you doing exactly? Well, Betty, I'm in the stall. Now, folks, I was 41 years old at this time. Seen a ton of stuff in the men's restroom, but I've never seen a pair of black pumps in there. I look under the bathroom door, here's a pair of black pumps. Connected to it is an arm which says this, sign this. I am the dean of a college. I'm in the men's restroom. Some things are sacred. But I'm thinking, this must be important. Some poor students going to jail, lost their financial aid, being kicked out. And I looked at it, and it was the invoice for the potato chip man. Now, you would have probably done the same thing I did. I said, I'm not signing the invoice for the potato chip man in the men's restroom while my secretary waits outside the men's stall. But that's when it occurred to me, she's a T. If I don't sign it, she'll come in and get it. I signed it, I handed out the door, she left whistling. You know why? Because the second she got back to her office, she called a friend of hers, she said, one more thing done. I got one more thing done. How many of you got done? It's a competition. I have a small daughter. Her name is Lauren Marie. Lauren Marie is a wonderful child. I love her with all my heart, but she is a T. See, at my house, we have very few rules because we have to have very few rules. I have wonderful children. But I am an only child, and because I am an only child, I am bashful. Now, I know you're standing there saying, Dale, how can you get up in front of people and be bashful? Well, I'm only bashful when I'm naked. Now, it took me a long time to get over being married to a woman and her seeing me naked. I mean, that took me a while. Then we had little girls who point and ask questions. So I came up with this rule. Here's the rule. When Daddy's in the bathroom, don't come in the bathroom. When Daddy's taking a shower, don't come in there. When the door's shut, don't come in there. Now, this is a pretty easy rule for my older daughter. Her name is Leanne. I said, Leanne, what's the rule? Because we have to review these about every 6 months, as you know, if you have children. I said, Leanne, what is the rule? She says, Dad, don't come in the bathroom while you're taking a shower. Leanne, you are right. Very, very good. Lauren Marie, what is the rule? Don't come in the bathroom, Dad, while you're taking a shower. Unless it's an emergency. No. There's no emergency. If the house is on fire, I'm in water. Do not come in the bathroom. It's useless. It's a T. A T's going to listen to what you say? No, because their motto is, do not tell me what to do, tell me what you want done. So I'm in there taking a shower. Door opens. Let me tell you, that door's been locked. But it doesn't matter. Because she was born with a straight piece of metal behind her ear. She can pop one of those keyless locks. She's standing there dripping wet. I pulled back the curtain. I said, Lauren, what's the rule? Oh, Dad, I know not to come in here for taking a shower, but it's an emergency. Okay, what's the nature of your emergency? I need my Barbie boat. You what? I need my Barbie boat, Dad. How does that constitute an emergency? Well, Barbie's drowning. What do you mean Barbie's drowning? She's laying down, face down in the tub, Dad. She's going to die. Now, folks, I've buried 2 Barbies. It's no fun burying Barbies. First, you got to build a little Barbie casket. Then you got to get all dressed up. My neighbors think I'm nuts. But you know what? My kids, they think I'm cool. First Barbie, I'll tell you what happened to them. First Barbie, she was laying, relaxing on the edge of the sink. My wife turned on the, the disposal. Ooh. Shoot her head right off. Second Barbie fell victim to my little Cocker Spaniel. Her name's Sandy. Shoot her legs off. Shorter casket. So I don't want to bury another Barbie. I said, Lauren, where's your Barbie boat? She's downstairs, Dad. She's on the inside of the garage door, the outside of the garage door. Let me tell you about T's. They know where their stuff is. I said, okay, well, if you know where it is, why don't you just go get it? Dad, it's dark down there, Dad. And there's crickets. Deadly insects, those crickets. I said, okay, go back to your bathroom. I'll get your Barbie boat. So I walked down the steps. Before I go, I'm putting on this robe. Now, my family's got this huge sense of humor. You drive by my house and you hear people laughing. You either think they're crazy in there or they're having a good time. You know how crazy my family is? Guess what they got me for Father's Day 2 years ago? A terry cloth robe. Now, isn't that a wonderful gift? Wouldn't you love to have one of those great old big, like they have in hotels here, big cushion? Yeah, they bought it at a big and tall man shop. When I walk with this thing, it's got a train. But the sash, it's kind of hard, so I put the sash up, got to tie it up in 4 or 5 knots about the size of a football to keep from tripping over it, So I got this on, I'm going down, getting ready to go downstairs, all of a sudden it hits me. Think ahead. Grab the garage door opener. That way when you get down there, you can open the garage door, look and see if the Barbie's boat's on the outside, get back up, jump in the shower, you won't even get dry. So I grabbed the garage door, slipped it in my pocket. It's one of those little ones, on the end of my keys. I get down there, I open up the garage door, dead center of the garage door is Barbie's boat. I'm going, cool. Now, I have a bad back. I run a lot and hurt my back not too long ago, about 6 months ago, so I've really been taking care of it. I have this really cool doctor. We were celebrating here with this doctor that helped Jimmy. My doctor is really cool, but he's an old guy. He's about 76 and he can't hear. So everything he tells you, he shouts at you. Now, there's sensitive issues you do not want to go to this doctor over. Because everybody in the waiting room knows what your problem is. So I go in there and I say, Doc, my back's been bothering me. What? My back. What? My back. We need a squat. Squat, squat, squat. I'm going, oh great, I don't know what they're thinking outside. So I'm coming up, I see this Barbie boat, see it dead center thing. I said, squat, that's what I'll do, because the doctor said squat, that'll help me with my back. So I lean against the garage door. I squat down, slide down to get Barbie's boat. Now when I did this, it set off a series of events. The weight of my robe mashed against the garage door, which caused the garage door to go up. Now I'm going down, I don't realize it yet. And it catches the back of my robe. I don't realize that either until that first good cool breeze. By then it's too late. I'm off balance, it's going up, it's a 9-foot door, I'm 5'6". I'm standing there like this. Robe over my head. Now it's a funny thing about what goes through your mind at a time like this. You're thinking, this is the time of night that my neighbors walk. Couples, ladies walk their dog, little children ride their bikes. You're going to jail. Now, I don't need to remind some of you that little guys like me do not do well in jail. Little guys wearing nothing but a robe do even worse. I don't want to go to jail. I start working on this knot because it's the only thing I know. It's funny how your brain works, though. It constantly thinks, doesn't it? That's when I realized that my wife had been bugging me to put a new light bulb in the garage door opener for 6 months. I'd put it off until that morning. And I put in a 100-watt bulb. I'm casting a shadow across 3 of my neighbors' yards, and in my mind's eye, I can see somebody on the front porch in another house going, $10,000, baby, you are mine today. America's Most Funny, it's going to be on there any day. I can just see it. But I slide out. I grab Barbie's boat. Nobody wants Barbie's boat any worse than I do. It's like a loincloth. And I go across and I drop the garage door. I put on my robe. I go upstairs. I'm starting to giggle because I see everything is funny, folks. Life is just funny to me. And if you don't laugh at life, it'll pay you back. It'll pay you back in stress. It'll pay you back in broken hearts. It'll pay you back. Laugh at life. It's too fun. So I'm coming up steps. I'm laughing. My wife goes, what's wrong? I said, well, went down to get Lauren's boat, bent over, robe bent over my head, and you were naked? Well, I don't think that anything was exposed anybody would recognize. Of course, the president thought that too. But that's another issue. So and she says, what? And she goes, oh, honey, it was a full moon. It was dark. I said, full moon? There was a full moon where I was standing, trust me. Okay, you tease, see? This is the thing about tease. They sleep so good. You know why? They never get themselves in trouble. They're too busy getting everybody else in trouble. Where are my E's? E's, hold up your hands. Hold up your hands. Wiggle them, wiggle them. Look around the room. See these people? These are parties waiting to happen. Oh! Yeah! These people got a motto. You ready for their motto? It's easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission. Oh, we're communicators. communicators. The E's are communicators. They love to talk. They just absolutely love to talk. You E's. This is the truth. I know it is because I'm an E. You E's. You don't read memos, do you? No. You know why? We don't have to. This is what an E does. E gets a memo in the mail, walks up to a friend. Hey, you seen this memo? Well, what's that say to you? Oh, hey, did you get this memo? What's that say to you? Listen, at the end of the day, they talk to everybody. They know more about this memo than they haven't even read it. You E's. Don't we hate email? Oh, yeah, but we're so funny with email. Here's an E, send an email. They sit down, they compose the email, they hit send, they jump up and go, hey, did you get my email? If you're in another office building, they call you. Did you get my email? Oh, let me just tell you what it said. We love to talk. Remember the T's? The T's, all right, now, I got 5 things did. I got 7. I got 10. Listen, E's love to be chameleons. Whoever they're with at that very moment is their best friend. Of course, when you leave, you got a new best friend because it's ever who you're with then. But the E, they'll walk in that room. Well, I got 5 things done. I got 7 things. I got 10. And they'll go, hey, me too. They haven't hit a lick all day, okay? That's not what you know what the E does? Pays attention. They're communicators. They sell ideas. They paint the big picture. They're not going to do it, but they can paint it. But E's, don't we pay attention to stuff? E's, we pay. Oh, nobody but the E's pay attention to commercials. We sit and laugh at commercials because commercials are funny. Seen the X-Lax commercial lately? X-Lax commercial. Who's the X-Lax commercial? X-Lax. It works while you sleep. Now, I don't know about you folks, I want to be wide awake when that's working, you know? I don't want Deborah, my wife, going, hey. You know better to take that before you go to bed. How many NFL fans do we have in here? NFL fans? Oh, you know, we're getting older. I used to ask that Lawrence Welk thing, and about 3 people would. Now it's about 80%. But the thing about it is, they're marketing to us. And nobody but the E's pay attention to this. NFL game, the other night, watching NFL game. Guess what was on there? A Depends commercial. I go, this is ridiculous. They're running a Depends commercial during NFL games. And then I had to listen, because the message of the Depends commercial is in the last 6 seconds. As it's fading into black, the announcer says this: Depends. It's just not for people with bladder control problems. Is it for people too lazy to get up before halftime? Can't you just see some guy in the room going, oh, good play, gotta go, oh, well, never mind. Folks, we E's pay attention. And we have so much fun. We have a ton of fun. But people take us lightly. They say, oh, those people don't do anything but fool around. Wrong. We're very serious about what we do. You want to know something about your organization? Guess who to ask? E's. They know what's going on. Because they talk to everybody on a daily basis. If you don't believe they know everything, just ask them. They'll tell you. All right, now, need A's. Oh, wait, stop. Don't raise your hand. See, the A's, we need to learn a little bit about them before we introduce them. Number one, they do not like to call attention to themselves. They don't like that. They don't like that because they are very humble people. Let me tell you a little bit about them before I introduce them. They are great people. They are teamers. They are the people on every staff that you can go to and say, I need this done. They say, no problem. They work for one reason and one reason only. It's for your self-affirmation that they are worthy. They love to be told you're doing a great job. Unfortunately, we don't tell them that much. They're wonderful people. Absolutely wonderful people. And I always tell that before I raise their hand because it gives them a little self-esteem. And what they'll do this time is they'll raise them up high. Now, here's what I want you to do. Listen carefully. A's, I want you to hold your hands up, wiggle them, and I don't want you to put them down until I tell you to. Okay, is that okay? Because I want everybody to see you because you're special. You're very, very special. Okay, A's, where are you? Nice and high. Hold them up. Wiggle them. E's, keep them up. E's, look around the room. You can manipulate these people. than that. Now, I told you the T motto. I told you the E motto. Let me just tell you, A's don't have a motto. But they do this really cool thing. If you want to see an A go somewhere, you know, have you ever seen somebody just go? If you want to see an A go somewhere, say this to an A. Well, what do you think about that? Have you ever took like a copper wire and laid it between a positive and negative? That's what you just did. Because it short-circuited their brain. They don't understand that word. You know why? Because they don't think that way. Oh, not that they're not intelligent, smart people, wonderful people. It's because everything they relate to in relationships. If they're salespeople, they sell by relationships. If they're friends with you, they are friends with you because of relationships. All they want to hear is, how do you feel about that? Hear the difference? Not what do you think about it, how do you feel about it? Immediately they'll say, I'll tell you what my team thinks about that. And I'll tell you how we can make it better. These people love to walk around. This is their sort of thing to say, well, I just wish we could all get along. Wouldn't this be a great place to work if we could just all get along? It's funny. It's funny. They really do want to build relationships. And they're the kindest people on the planet. But they do have one little tiny flaw. The tiny flaw is that T's, y'all hate them. But don't feel so bad, T's, because they don't feel that particularly fond of you either. Why? Here's why. Because the A's want to please so much. Guess what they want? Instruction. What do you T's want? I don't want to give instruction. Just do it. What do you want me to do? It. Do it. But I don't understand. Woo, woo, and they just go crazy because they don't know what the steps to make because they want to please you. But you T's, you won't tell them. You'll go with you T's, you go into work. Here's a typical A-T conversation. A who's standing there, who cares a great deal about you, says, how are you today? The T goes, I'm here. If I wasn't good, I'd be there. I'm okay. And what's that got to do with getting the mission done anyway? And they're just, you leave, and you T's going, yeah, I get that, Joe. And all the A's, the second you leave, they're all going, Metamucil. Straighten them right out, I guarantee you. See, there's a relationship problem here because we do not communicate. We don't tell each other what's important to each of our ways of working this little mechanism up here, the brain. So let me tell you what happens. You T's, you have this you A's, you have this little flaw. That little flaw is that you'll take something 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, and you won't say a word. 40, 50, 60. Then one day, someone walks in your office. They take your favorite paper clip. It was your favorite paper clip, too. And that's when it happens. This little audible sound in the A's brain goes, whoop. Their eyebrows raise, their eyes get big. And right before your eyes, there's a transformation of this wonderful person to the most hideous creature you've ever seen on this planet. And they get that finger. Let me tell you right now. And there's no escaping it. And if you just happen to be in their center visiting, you're next. They don't care. And after 5 minutes, you know what they do? Whew, I feel better, don't you? No. I don't feel good with being told what I did wrong for the last 45 years of my life. But they're good with it because it's off their chest. And then they're going, let's do lunch. Which is one thing you don't want to do with these people. Do not go to lunch with A's. Because here's what they say. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Well, where do you want to go? I don't know. Wherever you want to go is fine with me. I don't know. Where do you want to go? Well, the lunch hour is over. Some E sitting in the back seat. Get a McDonald's! My wife, she's an A. We're on a cruise, wonderful cruise. Now, let me tell you what my wife thinks about me. She is the do not make waves person. If E's, isn't this true? We talk about 30 seconds before we engage our brain, right? So we just say, we state the obvious. If you're ugly, you're ugly. But I'm praying for you. You don't know what So we just kind of come out with whatever's on our mind. Well, my wife, over the years, over 26 years, has developed this safety mechanism. She believes right here in my knee is a mute switch. So if we're at dinner and I get ready to say something, she goes, And she thinks that works, and it does. So we're on this cruise, and this lady's just so kind, so gracious. We're having our kind of round tables like you are. You've been on a cruise. You know what this is. So we put you together, people you don't know. And this lady doesn't look at the other men at the table. She looks right at me. It's like she knows I'm an E. And she goes, you know what's driving me crazy? Do you know what's driving me crazy? I'm just thinking to myself, just tell it, lady. What is it? What's driving me crazy is where do they make the electricity for this ship? All of a sudden, under the table, I feel this. Now, had my wife not done that, you know what I would have said, right? On the boat! Have you seen the extension cord going to Miami? Now, she knows now she has me on the ropes, right? So she looks at me and she says, what's really driving me nuts, though, and I'm going, oh, no, please. Please, because my circulation, I can't feel my leg anymore. She goes, what's really driving me crazy is the people who work on this ship. Where do they sleep? On the ship. Have you seen people jumping off every 8 hours? Now, by now, I have my tongue is all mangled. Because I'm biting the inside of my cheek. I'm doing anything to keep from talking because I know if I talk, this cruise is not going to be fun. And this lady looks at me like, have you ever seen that thing where the bullfighter, does that? She's got me there, and she knows it. And she looks right over at me, not at the other men, not at anybody else at the table, who by now has taken a sudden interest in their shoes. She looks right into my eyes. I have to look at her because she's beside. She goes, but what's really driving me nuts? What really bothers me? And I'm going, oh, please. How far above sea level do you think we are? Baby, you floating on it, okay? See, they would never have any, so their job is to keep everything what? Where are my M's? M's, come on, nice and high. Hold them up. Hold them up. There's always very few M's. Very few M's. Hold them up. Come on, don't be ashamed. Hold them up. Wiggle around. Hold them up high. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Ease, look around the room. Get with these people. They will keep you out of prison. M's have a motto. You ready for the motto? You guys ready? You ready for the motto? If you're not going to do it right, don't do it at all. Exactly. Exactly. They hate to see things done over. They are fair-minded people. You know what their hidden motto is? They never say this out loud, but they think it all the time. Well, that's not fair. That's not fair. I didn't get that. Why did they get that? That's not fair. They love that. And what they do is they, every now and then, it sort of oozes out into a conversation. My registrar at the college where I worked, she was an M. Oh, drove me nuts. Now, you remember the T's and the A's who didn't get along very good? Guess who drives the M's nuts? Of course. Our motto is, it's easier to get forgiveness than it is to get permission, right? You know how to tell when an E is lying? They say, I didn't know that. I said, why? So the M's, this registrar, we're walking back from lunch. We're walking to lunch, she goes, look at this! Look at this! This is why you can't find a parking place on this campus. Because it was my car. Because it was over the line. See, you guys need to know this. Let me give you an example of how an E and an M parks their car. You ready? This is the E. It doesn't matter if it's in the lines. That's not important. That we're there on time. That's important. This is an M parking car. We stress those M's out. Because we're the person, the M comes in the room and goes, hey, you can't do that. And the E's are standing over going, what? You can't do that. Well, why not? Because Mr. Johnson said you can't do that. Well, he ain't here. And it drives the M's nuts. Because they they want you to be what? Fair. Be fair. They know the rules. They know the rules, and they want you to live by the rules. We drive each other nuts, us E's and M's. Why? Because we're just different. Our brains work in a different manner. Why is it? Every M on the planet is in charge of the copy machines. Don't you hear this about 50 times a day? Am I the only person who puts paper in the copy machine? Who always breaks the copy machines? These, right? We're in there with toner up to our elbows, pulling the paper jam out. Ian walks in going, "Ah! What are you doing to my copier?" Did you read the directions? It's got directions? Of all the people on this planet to be best friends with, guess who my best friend is? An M. An M. One of my best friends is an M. We travel a lot together. He has a Winnebago, and we go sometimes on weekends together. We're riding together on this Winnebago, and we're out driving. We decide we'll have some tea. He's a very together person. He said, "Well, I'll pull up and I'll get some tea." He pulls into Hardee's, and he goes in, and he gets the tea, comes back. You know those little bubbles on the top of plastic Coke things? He pushes those down. I always just push them all down. Because it's so much fun, isn't it? He goes back and he's handing out all the tea, and he's got this handful of change. He dumps it in the console between he and myself. And in the front of his console, guess what he has? A coin separator. Hey, Ease, tell them how we separate our coins. Ashtray, right. So he's now try to get this in your mind. He is driving a 3-ton missile. Okay, that's a Winnebago going 75 miles an hour. And he does this behavior. This is his behavior. Stop. Stop. You can't separate your coinage and drive a 3-ton missile. I will separate your coinage. No, it's okay. I'll do it later. I have a PhD. I can separate coinage. No, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Why can't you let me do it? You don't think I can do it right, do you? No, it's okay. I'll do it after a while. Okay. You don't think I can do it? I can live with that. He says, "Do it. Do it." So I just grab a big handful of change. I mean, buddy, I'm getting this job done in about 10 seconds. He goes, "Stop! Heads up! Heads up!" He's lucky I'm not pushing the nickels in the quarter slots. Oh, folks, we're all so different. We're all so unique. And you know what? That's what makes this country great, is our diversity, our difference. If we were all the same just for a second, may I tell you that we would live in a messed up world. What if we were all T's? Oh. Is that scary? How about all E's? You know, this would be a cool place because we'd have work one day a week and it'd be dress down day. A's. You know what? That might work. Wonderful people. M's. We do it all right. Well, I don't know if we'd have fun doing it. You see, the interesting thing that I've noticed as I go around the country and I do what I've just got through doing is that we laugh a lot. But in reality, we know it's true. We know that some of these weird things that we do rubs people the wrong way. But we keep doing it. I remember doing this program not too long ago in Chicago, and a guy ran up to me after the program and he goes, "I just wish those idiots at work were here today." In my brain, I'm thinking, no, you know, I'm pretty sure I got the right one. I think what we really need to do in this life is to be a little bit more specific. You know, when somebody does something you don't like, how much time does it take to go, you know what, I don't see the world like you do. But you know, can we sit down for just a minute and see where how we can come to a compromise here. A lot of you noticed as you get older, your scores get pretty close. That's because we've learned how to function within a system by giving a little bit and giving a little bit, but we have to be specific. Specifically what, Dale? Specifically remember this. All people, regardless of what they look like, what they think like, what they sound like, are all just one of God's children. And that's a great place to be. As I finish, let me tell you about a good friend of mine. His name is Carl. Good friend of mine. He's 82 years old, goes to my church. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. He only has one job on the planet. And he does it very, very well. His job is to pray for those people who need prayer. Carl found out that I had a sister-in-law that wasn't feeling good. Oh, just like a guided missile, folks, after church. He hunted me down. And he said, Dale, I understand your sister-in-law is not feeling well. I said, that's right, Carl. He said, would you like for me to pray for her? I said, Carl, that'd be wonderful. I believe in the power of prayer. I believe how it heals. Yes. He said, okay. And he reaches in his pocket. He pulls out a small, black, 3-ring notebook, just big enough to fit in his hand. I'm sure you've seen them. And he goes, Dale, what's your sister-in-law's name? I said, Pam. He said, Pam. P-A-M. What's her last name, Dale? Field. Is that with or without an S? No S, Carl. L-D. Pam. Does she have a middle initial, Dale? Yeah, Carl, it's A, okay. That's Pam. What's the A stand for? Ann. That's Pam Ann. Actually, Carl, it's Pamela. Oh, that's important. Pamela Ann. Now, where does she live, Dale? Little Rock, Arkansas? Little Rock. You know the zip code there? No, Carl. I'll look it up. What's her street address? So, 104 Sheffield. 104 Sheffield. I'll make sure I got this right, Dale. Pamela Ann Field, 104 Sheffield. Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm going to look up to see. Is that got it? That's got it, Carl. Thanks. He goes, whoa. What's wrong with her? Well, her arm's hurting, Carl. Arm. Which one? Her left arm, Carl. Left arm. Now, is that below the elbow? Above the elbow? Elbow. I said below the elbow. Below the elbow. Now, what kind of pain is it? I'm thinking it's like the pain you're becoming right now, Carl. Carl, it's a shooting pain. Shooting pain. Okay, Dale, I think I've got everything. I said, Carl, can I ask you a question? He said, certainly, Dale. Certainly ask me a question. Why so specific? Oh, Dale, got to be specific. I said, well, I see that, but maybe I don't understand. He goes, Dale, God's busy. If I just went home and said, you know, God, Dale's sister-in-law's not feeling well. I don't know her name or where she lives or what's wrong with her. He'd have to look around. He's not got that kind of time. Dale, you got to be specific. I said, Carl, you're passionate about this. Oh, yes. Why? Well, Dale, you didn't know me when I was 59, did you? I said, no, Carl, we've only been going to church here about 20 years. I didn't know you at that time. Oh, Dale, had a beautiful head of hair. Gorgeous head of hair. Curly and full, and I was proud of it. But from 59, for about the next 3 years, it just fell out. Not one hair at a time, in handfuls. And one day I looked in the mirror and I noticed I'm bald. And that's when I got the idea. I started prayer. God, give me hair. He said, Dale, it grew out of my ears. I had these big, long, black hairs going out my nose. My eyebrows, they got bushy. I developed a huge hairy spot on my back. But not one single strand of hair has ever grown on top of my head. Dale, you've got to be specific. So let me be get specific. Much happiness, much peace. May God shine His face on you. My name's Dale Henry, and I'm out of here. You honor me. Thanks a lot.